The yellowfin tuna is a species of tuna found in pelagic waters of tropical and subtropical oceans worldwide. It is well known for their physical beauty and powerful swimming. Read on to learn about the yellowfin tuna and how to catch one. Yellowfin tuna are dark blue on the dorsals with yellow fins that gives them their name. They can have a golden yellow on the sides. Yellowfin tuna are shaped like a football, much like other tuna. It is easy to confuse them with bluefin tuna, albacore, and big-eye tuna. Yellowfin tend to prey on salmon, squid, mackerel, and butterfish. They can produce several million eggs, up to 8 million to be exact. They primarily spawn in the Gulf of Guinea and the Gulf of Mexico. Yellowfin tuna resides throughout the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Oceans. Larger harvests occur at fishing grounds in the East Atlantic. In the summer, fishermen spot yellowfin off the south side of Cape Cod. Yellowfin is often marketed as eye, from the Hawaiian eye, a name also used there for the closely related big-eye tuna. Yellowfin tuna are difficult to catch with rod and reel or with seine nets on large commercial vessels. They can break your fishing line if you're not careful. A good place to fish for yellowfin tuna is south of Martha's Vineyard along the continental shelf. You should sail at least 20 miles offshore to attract yellowfin tuna. The yellowfin tuna is among the larger tuna species, reaching weights over 180 kilograms, but is significantly smaller than the Atlantic and Pacific bluefin tunas, which can reach over 450 kilograms, and slightly smaller than the big-eye tuna and the southern bluefin tuna. Yellowfin tuna are epipelagic fish that inhabit the mixed surface layer of the ocean above the thermal bottom.
Although yellowfin tuna penetrate the thermocline relatively infrequently, they are capable of diving to considerable depths. An individual tagged in the Indian Ocean with an archival tag spent 85% of its time in depths shallower than 75 meters, 246 feet, but was recorded as having made 3 dives to 578, 982, and 1,160 meters, 3,810 feet, 6. The maximum dive depth measured in a second study was 1,592 meters, 5,223. Purse seining largely took over commercial tuna fisheries in the 1960s and 1970s. Today, purse seines account for more of the commercial catch than any other method. The purse seine fishery primarily operates in the Pacific Ocean, in the historic tuna grounds of the San Diego tuna fleet in the Eastern Pacific, and in the islands of the Western Pacific, where many U.S. tuna canneries relocated in the 1980s, but significant purse seine catches are also made in the Indian Ocean and in the tropical Atlantic Ocean, especially in the Gulf of Guinea by French and Spanish vessels. Purse seine vessels locate tuna using onboard lookouts, as was done in the pole and line fishery, but they also employ sophisticated onboard electronics, sea surface temperature and other satellite data, and helicopters overhead. Once a school is located, the net is set around it. A single set may yield 100 t, 98 long tons, 110 short tons. Modern tuna silos have a capacity up to 2,000 metric tons, 2,000 long tons, 2,200 short tons, reach speeds of over 17 knots, 31 km per hour, 20 miles per hour, and carry multiple spotting helicopters. Purse seining for yellowfin tuna became highly controversial in the late 1970s when it became apparent that the Eastern Pacific fishery was killing many spinner dolphins, pan-tropical spotted dolphins, and other cetaceans, often called porpoises, by the tuna fleet that accompany the fish. This association has been long recognized by commercial tuna fishermen. The catch is harvested by either hauling the net aboard or bringing it alongside the vessel. Purse seines can reach more than 6,500 feet, 2,000 meters, in length and 650 feet, 200 meters, in depth, varying in size according to the vessel, mesh size, and target species. Finding a school of fish is one of the most difficult steps of this fishing technique and include natural cues such as a congregation of seabirds, ruffling of surface water and/or fast-moving groups of dolphins. Helicopters scanning the water for natural cues from the air to direct boats towards schooling fish. Using radar fish finders to help identify the exact location and size of a school. Purse seining is a non-selective fishing method that captures everything that it surrounds, including protected species. Sea turtles can be captured by a purse seine as it is set and then become entangled in the net mesh as it is hauled in. Entangled turtles may sustain injuries to their flippers and shells due to the force of the net as it is hauled. In a large catch, turtles risk being crushed under the sheer weight of the tow. Captured turtles can be released alive if they are quickly retrieved and removed from the net. Risks to marine mammals. Purse seines can easily encircle marine mammals along with target species as the net is set. Historically, dolphin pods were even used as a natural cue visually leading purse seiners toward areas of abundant schooling fish, called setting on dolphins. Once the netting has been set, encircled marine mammals cannot escape and can become entangled, injured, or stressed. Even with quick retrieval, marine mammals' sensitive bodies and internal organs cannot usually withstand the weight of the catch or the impact of being placed on the vessel. There are plenty of canned tuna options on our supermarket shelves, and it can be confusing to know which one to choose. If there is one thing you should remember, it is this: choose pole and line, caught tuna. The fishermen pull the skipjack tuna fish onto the boat in Flores Sea, East Nusa Tenggara. The fishermen in Larantuka are famous for using sustainable methods, pole and line, on fishing tuna. Pole and line fishing is a traditional method of fishing, unchanged for generations, and often used by local fishers in coastal communities. Using live bait, the fishing targets surface schooling skipjack. Tuna fishing is big business. It is the world's most popular fish. The way it is caught has a huge impact on the health of our oceans and coastal communities. Currently, most tuna is caught using large-scale industrial fishing methods, which threaten fish stocks and the marine environments that support them. Thankfully, a more sustainable fishing method, pole and line, is already well and truly established on Australian shelves. Almost every brand or supermarket has a pole and line option. Most canned tuna is caught with fans, which attract marine life, and huge nets called purse seines. This method scoops up and kills anything in its reach, from the target tuna fish, to other fish like sailfish and sharks, even turtles and small whales. It's known as bycatch. Pole and line fishing is much more selective. Other creatures are rarely caught. It's pretty hard to catch a whale with a fishing rod, and if they are, they can usually be returned to the water unharmed. Right now, fishing vessels are catching fish faster than nature can replenish them. The UN states that the global fishing fleet is 2.5 times greater than it needs to be to catch a sustainable amount of fish. The bulk of fish is also caught by a small number of fleets. Currently, 4% of the industrial fishing boats catch as many fish as the remaining 96%. Giant fishing boats called super seiners can catch as much tuna in a single trip as some Pacific Island states catch in a year. Buying pole and line tuna instead keeps access to fish with coastal fishermen, without adding more giant fishing vessels and factory ships into the mix. There are different species of tuna, and the condition of each species varies. For instance, skipjack tuna is in the healthiest state, while big eye is in serious decline and yellowfin is at risk. Conventional purse seine fishing with fans may target skipjack tuna, but the catch can also be up to 20% baby big eye and yellowfin tuna, caught before they've had a chance to breed. These are the species often most important to coastal state domestic industries, including in Australia. While most tuna is caught in or near Pacific Island waters, the biggest fishing vessels come from nations far away and use sophisticated technology with little crew. Pole and line fishing requires more fishermen to be involved, as fish are caught one by one with a hook and line. They usually work coastally, so more locals are employed, and they spend just days or even hours at sea away from their families, not months. Pole and line fishing provides vital employment in island states, without the harmful impact on the ocean. The Pacific tuna industry has been valued at over $7 billion per year, but most of the profits don't end up with the countries whose waters have the tuna. In the Pacific, which provides 60% of the world's tuna, only a tiny fraction of the value stays in the local economy. Most developing coastal states can't afford the expensive industrial vessels for the price of a high-tech purse seine vessel. Around 20 pole and line vessels can be bought. This means more opportunities for local ownership. Not long ago, if you wanted to buy a sustainable tuna product, it was 3 or 4 times the price of a regular can of tuna. Thanks to consumer pressure, many of the big brands now offer a pole and line product that is affordable. The more people who swap destructively caught tuna for pole and line tuna, the more that price will continue. Yellowfin tuna are caught by a variety of methods, from small-scale artisanal fisheries in Pacific Island waters and Southeast Asia to large foreign fishing longline vessels that take mostly adult yellowfin tuna and foreign purse seine vessels that can often capture younger. Most yellowfin tuna, about 50% of those caught, are taken by purse seine fishing vessels. The Western and Central Pacific Ocean catch was around 430,000 tons in 2006, with around one quarter of this catch taken by Indonesia and Philippines. Yellowfin tuna are considered subject to overfishing. Out of water, yellowfin tuna has a pink to deep red-colored flesh that becomes lighter when cooked and can go brown in a few days, so needs to be loined or filleted shortly before use. It is a popular sushi fish, firm and mild in flavor, but unlike the ultimate sushi tuna big eye and bluefin tuna, it quickly loses its color. Sometimes yellowfin can lack the pigmentation when caught, which is said to be due to spawning or overheating as the fish die, and these fish are often referred to as burnt tuna, less valuable for sashimi and more likely to dry out if grilled. Most yellowfin tuna is canned, fresh and frozen, and it is also sometimes smoked. Major canneries using yellowfin tuna are in Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Mexico, Spain and Italy. US, Japan and Europe are the major markets